Hello, everybody, and welcome into That Real Texas Team Podcast, episode 87. With me, as always, my resident co-host, Mike, at the top right, and Chris down at the bottom right, a.k.a. Pac-Man Freestyle. And then with us, this is like your third, fourth time on the show, right, Charles?
Better believe it. Better believe it.
Right. Charles James, former Hard Knocks darling, former NFL cornerback. Brother, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. Just chilling, man. Being a family man, man. I'm kind of got my foot in the coaching. You know what I mean? I've been around to a few camps this year. I went to Georgia Tech. I was out there for the spring. Went to Boston College up there with Billy O. Hung around with him. They're playing a big game tonight. They're playing Michigan State. So I'm getting my foot wet in this coaching world, man, and just living life, taking care of my son.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Never mind. That might be too personal.
I'm all good.
All right. So week one is tomorrow. I mean, we've had the two games yesterday and Thursday, but for the Texans, it begins tomorrow. And we've got a lot of questions walking into this. First, I want to get Charles, your opinion on the Joe Mixon injury and kind of like the secrecy around it.
So, when I saw it, I know Joe personally. That's my boy. That's my dog. You know what I mean? I've been knowing him since he came to the league. Always been a good dude. Very hard worker. Lays it all on the line, even when his days in Cincinnati. When it comes to like those injuries, first off, that's a big time person to miss out. To have not playing and not available throughout the season. But I think when it comes to like those injuries, man, what I want maybe fans to understand is that, a lot of the time we know as players and teammates, this guy's going to be out, that guy's going to be out. So a lot of things are done. I don't think by random circumstance that Nick Chubb just walked in. Nick Chubb was and still is in my eyes, a number one running back. Of course, he had a very gruesome injury, but he was the number one running back. So you basically having two number one running backs in the backfield. Like that don't just happen by chance. You know what I mean? So that's a guy who's going to be able to do what? Carry the load, just like Joe did. And then we all see it. Oh, Joe Mixon, he's out indefinitely. So indefinitely means a while. You know what I mean? They have no timetable for it. And I think that what they have to understand is a lot of times when people are like, man, why do we been know this and this? Because they're not just going to give a chance for an opponent to prepare and one up them, and that's even with things during the week, injuries during the week. I remember, it was times where like, Hop had his ribs hurt and shit like that, and it's like, man, but it's like Hop's still feeling good, and it's like you may see it pop up later on injury report. DeAndre Hopkins ribs. It's like, damn, like, but you don't want to see it. You don't want somebody to be able to get a one up on you and be able to prepare and say, hey, this guy got a bruised ribs, whoop-de-whoop, make sure we catch him. And it's not about it. I know people like, oh, man, but hey, if your ribs hurting, I'm attacking your ribs. Period, point blank. That's just what it is. If your ankles hurt, I'm attacking your ankle. So that's what it is. But, man, I think that, not only, is that injury going to affect certain things, it's going to affect him as a person because he wants to be out there. Like Joe's a grinder, man. Like, I know a lot of people, may not know these guys first, but Joe's a grinder. Like he eats, sleeps, and breathes football. Like he loves the game. Like money aside, he loves the game. So for him to not be out there is going to be big. But I hope he can come back or find a way back, later down the road in the season because they're going to need him.
Damn straight, we're going to need him. Man, that 5-game stretch last year where he missed was pretty brutal in the running game.
Was bad.
And now we got to open the season with that at minimum. And
well, at least there's plenty of running backs though.
We have some options.
Got some guys.
And I see Damian Pierce working out pretty well in this offense. I wasn't sure about him, but I'm pretty sure that he'll be all right. At least I don't know. He might end up being running back one whenever we start the actual, I don't know, maybe second or third week. But I just like Nick Chubb. I believe he can beat. I don't know. I'm just not.
I don't know if Nick Chubb has top gear anymore, but I think he's still that guy that's going to get you 5-6 yards, like little burst. I think that top gear and that knee injury has kind of been taken away.
Bro, that man destroyed his knee, and I saw him squatting 650 pounds. I ain't saying nothing. I'm not tackling that. I'm not doing that. No.
Here's the special thing about Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is one of those ones, like, you know, he's a silent killer. You know, he don't say much, you know, and I know just what we like. What you know, a couple of you guys just say, hey, man, I don't know if he can. He knows people is thinking that. Yeah. He's gonna want to come prove that like, oh, I still got a lot left in the tank. I'm young.
It's on his shoulder.
He's one of the like. It's certain characteristics and things that people like that do. Go back and train at his high school. He don't go to a fancy performance place and he go back and grind, drink water out the water fountain, and score. Put them 600 on the rack, and I'm doing what I do, and I'm training from sun up to sundown. I'm gonna get myself back, and he has a lot to prove. Now, to your point, Dameon Pierce, I like him. I don't understand the whole thing of like somehow, you know, he doesn't make the rotation at times and he's not in and things like that. But I'm a big Dameon Pierce fan. So I think he has all the intangibles. I think he has great vision, can catch the ball out of the backfield. I think he could do a lot. So I wouldn't be surprised, just like Pac-Man said, hey, you know, he could be one of those ones that surprises us. And, you know, by week 6, week 5, he's running back 1, but because he earned it.
Yeah.
Now I have to ask this just because it's tickling in my head. How would you feel as a high school student? You going to train in the summer and you hear this clinking. You got to the weight room at 6 a.m., but you hear somebody else already going in there heavy, and you just look around and you see all these plates. And that man's like, bro, who is that?
It's gonna make your mind.
He just waved to you. He just waved to you nice and quietly. Like,
hey, he gonna make your mindset change, man. Something like that, that helps you. Hey, that as a kid, I know what that would do for me, man. It's gonna make me change my mindset. Like, yo, I got to get in here and grind, but I need to find out who this dude is first and why he's doing this. But you know, I definitely would be motivated. If anything, I got to be motivated because he's in there 6 a.m. Like I said, in the day and age, and there's a guy, Terrion Arnold, right? Plays the cornerback for the Lions. I watched a video of him. He's in the backyard working out. And I just love it. I mean, he's doing the regular old school cutting and drills of a cornerback. And I'm like, oh my God, like I love this. Like, I'm like, because nowadays in this world, everybody goes to the fancy place and they gotta, you know, do this whole thing with 50 cameras and all this stuff watching. And it's like the whole workout is missed because it was recorded and you making sure you got the right cut put on film to have it out there. Man, just go fucking work out. Like, you know what I mean? Go do the drills. Hey, go do the shit that's gonna make you better.
That moment when you hand your little brother your cell phone, say, "Hey, catch this for me."
Right? Yeah, man, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know, I'm like, dude, just go do this. Cam's my boy. Me and Cam Newton have a lot of these talks. Dude, just go do what you do. That's football wise. All this other shit about recording and then you got to do all these fancy drills with it. Grab the personal trainer. Did I do this right? Or did I do it? Man, they missing the ship, and then they go out there and they wonder why they get jammed and knocked back 15 yards. It's because you were doing.
And that's why. That right there is why Adrian Peterson's a Hall of Famer.
No doubt.
Every time he got hurt, we didn't know what kind of work he would do. You know how I found out Adrian Peterson was working out? I was in Herman Park one day. I was like, bro, that looked like Adrian Peterson. It was Adrian Peterson working out in Herman Park, looking like me. He ain't have a camera following him. He ain't have a bunch of people with fancy shoes. Bro, he was doing chin-ups on the monkey bars. That's Adrian Peterson. Yeah, that's Adrian Peterson.
Man, ain't nothing like the grind. I ain't gonna lie, man. I miss look, I remember them days. I used to go to the park by Burger King, man. You know, right around the corner from my mom's house, man. Look, I go back there in the off season. We get it in. You know what I mean?
So, hell yeah. We got some comments to get to. Let's see. Poll for the panel. Who's your favorite CJ? Deuce, Stroud, or Gardner Johnson? Three-way.
Oh, you really gonna do me like that?
Yeah, I like Stroud, man. CB Stroud. I like Gardner Johnson too, though, man.
Yeah. Is Diana Rossini playing games, or do we see Garoppolo tomorrow? I think we're going to see Matt Stafford. I don't know what kind of wizardry has fixed his back, but
I think Matt Stafford's playing.
Yeah, he's playing, but I think he still he's for real has a back issue though. But he's playing.
What I'm gonna say here is, Danielle Hunter's 265. Will Anderson's about 260. When they meet at the quarterback, we're gonna see Garoppolo.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Then we might end up seeing Stetson Bennett after that.
I'm telling you, shit, because Jared Goff may have to go back over there.
Bro, didn't they get rid of Stetson?
Oh, they got rid of him?
No,
I think so.
I
feel like
really, because he was playing good in the preseason. I'm not all up to date on the Rams.
Well, he's a third quarterback. They hope they don't see him.
Charles James was my favorite athlete from Hard Knocks. Quality person. Thanks, Kingmaker.
Appreciate that, man.
Damien, I even break my own ankles.
Hey, yo, that's crazy. I saw that.
Wow.
At least y'all aren't starting Cam at tackle. He would have got CJ killed. Look,
I mean, we still have not. I know he looks great in the preseason, but we still haven't got a real game out of Ursery at the left tackle. Even though I think he should be significantly better, he is still a rookie. He's going to have growing pains. He's going to make mistakes. And let me say here, think about it like this: last night, because I know you guys watched the Chiefs game. Patrick Mahomes has a rookie at left tackle.
Yep.
A rookie that was injured last year, mind you.
Same injury I had. That's why I look at him like that. Like, damn, bro, you back out there playing?
Yeah.
I'm still walking with a limp.
Pat Mahomes, he can move in that pocket. He can move around that pocket like that dude's so good, man. Godly, Pat Mahomes.
Hold on, I'm not understanding. Hold on, when you pull that comment up at the bottom, I'm sorry, y'all.
Which one?
Yeah, this one about this line lineup.
Nope. You wrong, bro. I'm sorry, Brandon. I love you. Normally you hit this on the spot, but you missed this one bad. that guy playing left tackle, he's coming off the bench.
Yeah. Well, from what I understand, Ed Ingram is hurt.
Ed Ingram's hurt? Oh, okay. So that would make sense.
Man.
If Ed Ingram's hurt, Brandon might
miss that one.
Yeah.
I missed that one. Oh.
Yeah, Ed Ingram's
How did we get hurt? How did we get hurt accidentally practicing?
I mean, shit.
That is something I did not know. Okay, so that is something I did not know.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because I assumed it was going to be tight as Ed Ingram, Lakin, and obviously no Cam, Andrews, and Ursery. I was not expecting. Yeah. So what? So Titus is playing what? Right guard then?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing? I mean,
Ursery back at right tackle, Cam at left tackle. So,
God.
Mike is leaving the door open for another dance.
Nah, not today. Not today.
man.
My son and my wife are downstairs working on chemistry homework. So,
no, man.
Yeah, not today.
You'll draw all kinds of attention.
I probably do need to close that door while you're saying it.
You never know what, man. Look, you see my background stay up. Play on nobody.
He prepared.
My wife home now too, so I get it.
Oh yeah.
She been gone
Man,
a week.
that offensive
line. I ain't gonna be on here with y'all all night talking about football, and it's bad enough that I'm gonna be watching it, and tomorrow's gonna be a crazy day. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, YouTube TV kind of live.
Right? Yeah. Everybody use YouTube TV. Yeah, that's what I use too.
Man, it's kind of live because I've been sitting up here. I don't even watch college football. I'm like, oh, look at this. I can watch all the games.
Everything. No, yeah, YouTube TV the one.
Oh man,
you gotta have that.
All right.
Message.
I got you, Curtis.
All right.
So CJ, we're trying to see, what do you think the Texans 2025 outlook will look like? Their outlook, what's their highs and lows?
So here's the thing. So I've had a couple conversations with people, and everybody like, oh man, you just biased because you play for the Texans and you do all the time. Yeah, so what? But like, yeah, I am a little biased, but at the same time, I am very realistic. Like, we're not the Cleveland Browns. So with that being said, I think that we will make the playoffs, and then we would have to see what happens. Our division is fairly easy. I know everybody has this hype around the Jaguars, but they got to show me.
I ain't buying it.
Yeah, I just can't see it. The Colts can't figure out who their quarterback want to be. They got Daniel Jones, or they got Anthony Richardson, but they're going to start with Daniel Jones. And then the Titans got Cam Ward, but they don't have anything over there with Cam Ward. They're going to be the worst team in the division. But I think that we will make the playoffs. I think Texas will make the playoffs, and then we have to see what happens. The AFC will be very, very tough. That's just like, I don't see the Chiefs as high as people as they've been in recent years. I think this is a Ravens, Bills, Chargers mix-up this year.
Ooh, that man threw the Chargers in there.
Yeah, no. I was high on the Chargers before last night because my little brother's over there, Derwin James. I've been big on them. He was like, "Bruh, we got something this year." He said, "Y'all got something to say, dog. Herbert motivated." Hey, that's all I need to hear. A motivated Herbert can go far, because I don't think people give him enough credit. That's a top 5 quarterback in this league. Mm-hmm. When healthy and when he's playing at his best, top 5 easily.
When between the ears is clicking on all cylinders for Herbert, he is a problem. He is, because it's not he's huge. I saw that guy when we played him last year here in Houston. I saw him in person. I was like, damn, I feel small all of a sudden. I didn't know Herbert was that goddamn big. Oh, yeah. He's big as hell. He's athletic. Yeah. 6'6".
I know.
He's big, athletic, can run. Like, he can do it all. And got arm strength, arm talent is through the roof.
And that's where it is. It's like they talk about Josh Allen all the time, and I was like, what's the difference between Josh Allen and Herbert? I said, Herbert's actually faster than Josh Allen.
Yeah, that's
he's faster.
One's just been winning. One has been in a situation of winning. Josh Allen's pretty good too. Can't give him credit. I got to give him credit. One's just been winning, so one's going to get talked about more. But man, Justin, just watch out for him. This year. I think he's going to be one of those ones in that conversation, MVP conversation, because they're going to do good. Man, Harbaugh's over there clicking. Like, Harbaugh's a great coach. He's going to click.
And it dawned on me that I definitely need to ask this before I forget. Did Joe Mixon's injury change how you feel about that outcome? Or you like, it don't even matter who's back there running back. The Texans going to be all right.
I think I'm not so in the mind of me. Offensively, we're gonna do what we do. But it reminds me of like the days when I was there, right? We knew we didn't have much offense. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have
technical difficulties.
Oh man, I thought my internet went out.
Hey, that happens. It does happen. Hey.
Hey man, y'all worry about the wrong things around here. All right, well anyway, guys. So you guys having a great week. Y'all ready for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Y'all ready for tomorrow? Okay, so all right. So everybody
talking about on the old right Texans. Old Texans. Oh shit.
We go I plan on after the game. The game is 12, right? I plan on going live after the game.
325. 325.
Oh, it's 325 tomorrow?
We got the late evening.
Oh, because we're playing the damn Rams. God.
Nice. I say we finally got a level of respect. Put some authority on it. We haven't had that 325 game in like 3 years.
Oh man, I don't even.
Y'all got me?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we
Gotcha.
back.
There we go.
All right, bet. So what I was saying was, when it comes to like offense, I'm not really thinking about the offense. I'm thinking about us from a defensive standpoint. And I'll tell you why. So when I played there back in 15, right, it was a whole thing about not having a quarterback. We got one. Right now we got Stroud. Don't mean to talk down anybody, but in 15 we didn't have one. We had fucking, Osweiler, Yates, rest in peace, Mallet. You know what I mean? We had those.
I just
but,
said it.
So we didn't have much of an offense to really like get us going. We had Foster, he was a guy, but we had Hop. We knew he was going to double him. But defensively, we played out of our minds. We were a top 3 defense. We actually was number 2 behind the Denver Broncos, which who won the Super Bowl. So when I look at this Texas defense, y'all talk about Daniil Hunter, Will Henderson. We got 2 studs outside at the corner. We got Lassiter. We got Stingley. We got Petrie. We have a defense that's worth fearing. So if the defense comes out and does their job, and they have to, of course, they be overachievers, which I feel like they will. We are a problem. The Joe Mixon injury, yes, does it change a little bit? Yeah, but we have a plethora of running backs that can help us, I feel like, get us where we need to be. Everybody does their part. Chubb, Pierce, everybody does their part. We're good.
Yeah. See, got me excited again. I already told these boys I'm not going to. I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't think I'm sleeping.
Yeah, man.
I'm that excited about this game tomorrow.
Me and Michael Brockers, man, former Ram, we already got the shit talking and popping and everything. So we're gonna put a little weight on the line. Like I told him,
That's
man.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I told him, man, we ain't going down like that. I don't give a damn where we going in LA. Just spot the ball.
See, how the hell we end up 3-point dogs? How we end up 3-point dogs?
Yeah, look, in the gambling world, that's just because they're at home. That's all.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say that they give you 3 just for being at home.
Just for being at home. Bro, that's the only thing.
I ain't trying to be funny, not throwing any shade at any of those LA guys. But do you know you're gonna see Cowboys jerseys, Eagles, Chiefs jerseys, all in them stands for the Texans and the Rams? There ain't no real fans out there in LA.
No, you ain't lying.
I'm not trying to be like, you go to that building, you see all these different other colors. It looked like you in London watching the football.
Right,
game.
no question.
They got an excuse in London.
But we got no Dan Marino jerseys and all that shit. Joe Montana.
Yeah, like, wait a minute.
Like,
why we sit up and play?
That's why the Chargers game didn't matter. That it was in because that was their home game.
Right.
That's why it didn't matter. It was in Brazil.
Bro, I saw LeBron James at the game with a Dallas Cowboy hat on.
Yeah, like yo, what?
Like you know, hey, I at least say here in Houston, 50 Cent shows up to the game with a Houston Texans jersey and hat on.
For
Even
sure.
he be like, man, I'm in Houston. He from New York.
Texas, but we got a real fan base. It's the real fan base in Houston. Ain't no like bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? Like Slim Thug, all the boys, Trey Truth, they all show up.
We gonna see all them Texans jerseys in LA. They looking over them dudes like, does he have a glass of wine at a football game?
Man, yeah, they not. They just there for the sporting event.
They different in LA.
Yeah,
like you said, it's a social event.
Yeah, they there for the event. Yeah, this is a great outing for the family. Let's go and watch this game.
Well, we're gonna see an Astros jersey.
Yeah,
we're gonna see an Astros jersey at that game tomorrow. That's how bad it's gonna be. You're like, man, it's a sport and it's Houston. We'll work it out.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
They might be in LA getting ready for the game.
All right. So, as someone who's played in the league, like in the lead up to a game, do you guys have any sort of clue as to who's actually going to suit up? Like, when do you guys find out?
Absolutely. I mean, Friday we'll know, because Friday when it comes down to, so we'll have a depth chart, right? Now, this really pertains to like the guys who starters and stuff like that. Of course, we already know. But Friday, we have what is like it's like a cleanup day. We call it Fast Fridays, and pretty much, everybody who's playing, we go through basically like the kickoff team, kickoff return, punt return, offense, defense. Just in case this person goes down, blah blah blah. and then, set it's barring like injury, things like that, then it'll come up. So, for example, I always knew I was playing, obviously, because for one, when I was playing nickel, I was backing up Kareem Jackson. I was the only other nickel on the roster, so like I was already like it was a given. So I'm in regardless. But on the special teams depth chart, it's like, I was on the ones on everything. If you're like on the 3s and 4s on the special teams depth chart, you're not playing. So, and then when you come into the locker room, a lot of people, now, if it's like a borderline thing, when you walk into the locker room that Sunday, like, if coach hasn't told you anything, you walk in there on Sunday, you'll see your jersey. And if it's not wrapped around shoulder pads, that means you're inactive. You know what I mean? So let's just say Pac-Man, you walk in that thing, bam, you getting ready, got your headphones in, you suited up and booted up, got it looking clean, boom, you walked in, click, clack, they took pictures of you, walk in, you go to your locker, and you see your shit not wrapped around your pads, you're inactive. You know what I mean? And I've seen that shit happen with a surprise, like it's a surprise to people. Like me, I already knew I was active every fucking game just because, unless I was injured. But it's because I was a great special teamer. So coach was like, barring something crazy, you're active, and then you're our only other nickel, so you have to play. But yeah, you
This is the game your family showed up to, and you ain't got no jersey.
Oh yeah, hey man, shit, they better watch that game. They better watch it and have a good time.
Yep.
Look, I've known people. Look, no bullshit, Kurt. I've had teammates leave. I'll never forget when I played with the Giants, man. Dude, I've had people leave the locker room and go home, because what happens is when you're inactive, they have an injured suite press box where you guys can sit up, where the guys can sit up at and watch the game. Now, of course, guys like JJ Watt and shit like that, they can be on the sideline because he's JJ Watt.
Right.
But if you're just like regular guy, you finna have your ass up there in this, in that press box suite watching the game, almost from a fan perspective. So I remember dude felt disrespected from that shit when I was playing with the Giants, man. Dude went home. And Tom Coughlin came. Like,
Tom didn't play that shit.
Tom Coughlin was like, "Where the hell were you?" He's like, "Man, I wasn't playing, so I went home." He's like, "You're not gonna be playing anymore. Your ass do that again. You're out of here. Have your ass up there in that suite next week." And I said, "Damn, so next week you ain't playing already again?" I'm like, so a lot of these coaches, man, they know beforehand, and a lot of players, man, it catches them by surprise, and it's a tough business, man. That's why I always tell people, Monday through Saturday is the tough part. Sundays, when you finally reach the field, is the best part. Like, that's the best thing. Like, once you actually put on your cleats and go out there and like, shit, I'm active. Like, let's do this shit. That's the best feeling. Because you're just trying to get there. Monday through Saturday, you're just hoping you get there.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So with that being said, I have to ask, you seen that young boy for us, Jalen Smith.
Yeah.
What do you think of him? Like us, we're fans. We excited by any young dude we see out there doing things that veterans do. And that's what I saw with Jalen. You saw veteran-like stuff from a young kid. What are you seeing? Because you've been there. I ain't been there. I play receiver. I'm trying to outrun y'all.
Right. Yeah. So I think, man, for one, I feel like he's very mature for his age. Now, what I will say is I feel like that has a lot to do with who he's around. Like, I don't know who he's around or who he soaks up game from, but that it's apparent in how he plays and who he is and how he does things at the highest level, that he's been around guys that know how this thing works, and they've told him, and they've showed him, hey, look, man, this is what you should expect, blah, 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 things like that. And I think to do that so early on in his career, that's what makes it so much sweeter, because people don't understand, man. Once you just start out like that, that gives yourself leverage for more years to come. You know what I mean? A lot of players don't last long. Like I said, I was fortunate enough to last 5 years. The average is 2.5. Do the math, man. Look, that shit's quick. I always tell people, and this is no shot. This is no shot, but I always tell people, man, Tim Tebow was a first-round draft pick. He didn't last nothing but 2 years. So,
That's crazy.
That's crazy as hell. But when you think about it, it's like, dude, once you know this business and you know what's required, like you come in with a mind of like, okay, I can't do this person. I can't do this. I can't do that. But I have to be this person. I have to be that person. And I have to listen to this person. I was a big intro role guy. He put me up under his wing from the get-go. And that's how I was able to last past 2.5 years. You know what I mean? And be better than average. Jalen Smith is one of those guys, I can see him playing 10 years. Easily. So I think that that's a guy that I'm always going to be cheering for and rooting for, because the guy who gets it is the guy who lasts the longest.
Yeah.
That's facts. Yeah. He ain't got to be the best, but I did it for 15 years.
Thank you. Matthew Slater.
AKA. Yep.
Yeah.
AKA Case Keenum. Still getting checked.
There we go.
No, yeah, boy. He was around so long. You thought he left and came back.
Bro, I saw him before the beard. That tell you anything, and he's still playing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a fact. Being behind those two, you can't help but work hard.
I think the Texans do win tomorrow, but
it's not a good chance.
I think they do win tomorrow. I don't know.
Man, I think it's gonna be a blowout.
CJ, me and you, we didn't already put money on it. We didn't already put money.
My money already down.
That's what I'm saying.
My money already down.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. That Cam Robinson starting at left tackle thing made me a little bit more nervous.
What is the best advice you receive from a player or a coach? I think he's talking to whoever a kingmaker. I think he's talking to me. The best advice.
I know he's definitely talking to you.
The best advice. I mean, it's very cliche, but I mean, I got two. OB was, was one of those guys. I love OB. We talked about this shit. I was just in Boston College recently. Got on my Boston College shirt, man. I was there recently this past summer with him, and he was just, he gave me a chance to speak to the team and stuff like that. And, the things he said about me, it kind of got me a little emotional a little bit, because, you don't really understand what a coach thinks about you until after it's all said and done. But it was one of those things, the more you can do, right? And OB was just, he used to kick that shit, like, the more you can do, Charles, the more you can do, the more you can do. Like, I'm already doing everything. He's like, just do more. But at the same time, that is what helped me go to another team after I left the Texans and after I left Indianapolis and after I left, because it was like, man, dude, that dude could play nickel. That dude could play outside corner. That dude could play safety. He could be a gunner. He could be a returner. The more you can do, you know what I mean? And it's just that thing, they're learning it in the league, man. A lot of guys, they like to get their hands dirty. They like, I'm just a receiver, Okay, well, be this receiver. Your ass gonna just be not playing, and that's the business, because everybody can't go out there and just be Justin Jefferson. That's why they have backups. That's why it's 53 people on the team. You know what I mean? If they didn't need other people, it would just be 22, 11 offense, 11 defense. You know what I mean?
Don't worry about it. Everybody else, just go do something.
Yeah, just go, but the more you can do, because I add value to myself. The more value I have, the more I can say, damn, man, shoot, it's one guy, we may keep him. He's a corner. They said, shit, we can keep Charles. He play corner, nickel, safety, returner, gunner, make those ass at running back. Value, So
yeah,
that was the biggest thing, and that was OB. And I said, Peter Genta, he was my first cornerbacks coach for the New York Giants. He's old as all get out. God bless his soul. I think he's still with the New York Saints, right? I think he's still with the New Orleans Saints right now. He came to my pro day and all that stuff. He pre-draft visit with him and everything. And he always told me, he said, Charles, I don't care what you do. I don't care if you fuck up. I don't care if you mess up. I don't care if anything. Always be early and always be on time to everything, good or bad. But find you a pro who is actually a pro. So I'm like, he's like, and he was honest with me. Charles, at some point, you're not going to be with the Giants anymore. You're not going to be with the Giants. You're going to go to another team, and you're going to have to find you a pro and be with that pro. Be a pro. So I said, okay, who's my pro? I got the Giants. Antrell Rowe was my pro. He was all world. He played corner, nickel, safety. He was all world. I learned a bunch from him. I go to the Texans. Who's my pro? Jonathan Joseph. He's the man. You know, like played my position. I'm talking about super smart. I go to the Ravens. Who's my pro? Ladarius Webb. Ed Reed came back. Those were my pros. You know, like, damn, like, okay, man, I'm finding my pro, and that's what helped me throughout my career. I advise every player on a roster who's a young guy, find your pro, because everybody has one. Every team has one at their position, and they're the guy that say, man, you need to look and try to be like this guy because he's lasted a long time. He knows how to do it here. I found one on every team until I got to where I was a fourth-year vet and I knew how things went. But when early on, I had to find my pro so I could be a pro and become a pro. So that's my best advice.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, to keep going
Curtis,
on,
make sure you clip that. Make sure you clip that.
Yeah, that is a good clip. But you know, while we still on that subject of the young players, just really curious, who you looking out for? Young players this year. Who you looking out for?
Any team.
It don't have to be the same. Just who you looking out for? What young player is piquing your interest this season?
Man, I can't mess. I can't. Oh my God, I can't mess up his name. I don't remember his last name. But he's with the Patriots. He's the running back. I think it's Trey. He's the guy from Ohio State.
Henderson.
Ah,
yeah.
I can't. He's the one. I watch him touch the ball. The first time in the preseason. I was like, God damn. But I'm watching him touch the ball. He's running with a purpose. Okay? Like, he's one of them ones that's like, nah, fuck that by any means. You know, by any means. And he was drafted high. But my next guy is also a corner. I love me some corners, man. I don't understand how he fell in the draft. I don't really care because they got a good one. Will Johnson, the cornerback from the Cardinals. I mean, a true dog. I watched him in college. Like, I mean, at Michigan, he lit up the field. He didn't give up yards. He didn't give up big plays. He always made a big play. You know what I mean? And he was just a lockdown corner. And we use that loosely, but him in college, he was very much so locked down. At Michigan. And I don't understand how he fell to the second round. But, I mean, so be it. The Cardinals got lucky, was able to get him, snagged him. I feel like he's another guy that can play 10 years, 11, 12 years.
Shit. He going to put the chip on the shoulder, too.
Reminds me a lot of Darius Slay. A lot.
Ooh.
A lot. From his speed to his quickness, young Darius Slay. People know Darius Slay right now from, Eagles. And, man, people don't remember Lions. Darius Slay was a menace.
Yeah.
That kind of beast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say to my young guys, man, I'm looking forward to seeing, man, Hendrickson and Will Johnson, man. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure TreVeyon Henderson.
TreVeyon Henderson.
Yeah. I think we've been seeing Hendrickson a lot because Trey finally got paid.
Yeah.
Hey, this is not even a topic, but so maybe y'all can really be this. So I'm the Cincinnati. I just think that I'm the Cincinnati Bengals. I paid Joe Burrow. Cool. I go get paid 2 receivers, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and I pay both of those. But then I'm at a stalemate with one of the best defensive ends in football on one of the worst defenses in football. So I'm like, dude, you should have been at a stalemate with a receiver because Burrow's slinging that bitch. But why? It shouldn't be your defense is already bad. It's going to get way worse if you don't sign. It's not going to get better if you don't sign. Yeah. So my thing was just like, I don't get some of these, but J.J. Watt, a lot of people who play in pros get it. These coaches and these GMs, well, not really coaches, these GMs, these owners, they like to play hardball and they don't know the game, which is why that whole Dallas situation, hey, man, everybody, oh, yeah, well,
hey,
let Jerry fuck it up. Keep doing it.
Let him. It's his toys. Let him break his own toys. Let him break. It's his shit.
Yeah, man, it's your stuff, Jared. You know what, Jared? You sure right. You know what's so funny when people say, "Oh man, these first round draft picks." Oh, what? Like in those middle round draft picks, like what I mean? We always know like the top 10, right? those middle round draft picks, start looking them up and see who those players are. They don't turn out to be much of shit. It's just an extra first round pick. You're hoping you get lucky. So you got to hope. And within the next 2 years, you draft somebody who's equivalent to Michael Parsons. Go back and look at their first round picks.
I'll say like this. The only way those first round picks actually work out is if Jerry retires. If he's still the one making the picks, you wasted them.
Yep. It needs to be a change, man. The Dallas still just do everything old. Like they just. We're not even supposed to be talking about Dallas, but Dallas just does things old. Like they're still stuck in like the old ways of like the Tom Coughlin era, you know. But guys like Belichick and Tom Coughlin and all that shit, that's just dead. That's why I love the Texans now. Man, they got DeMeco Ryans there. Bam, young coach. Look at the Rams. They got McVay. Bam, young coach. Look at Lions, Dan Campbell. Bam, a guy who play. They love him. They play for him. Look, they say, hey, boy, you say, boy, Pete Carroll there. Pete Carroll was one of the first player coaches out there back when he was in SC with Reggie Bushman. You know, so it's like the days of this whole like old shit. And Jerry Jones, like, you don't even let your people do their job. Like you show up, you fucking
you pay them all that money to sit them over there and say, hey, do what I say. But you paid me to tell. I'm your advisor. How are you telling me? I'm supposed to be advising you.
I mean, this guy flies a plane on the field but has a problem with somebody holding out for money. I don't understand. Michael Parsons is like the first person you need to pay. Like, I don't get it. Same realm as Garrett and TJ Watt. We know those weren't going to last long. Like, those are, and I expected the same with Michael Parsons, but it's like, so you don't pay him, you trade him. Green Bay is another team to look out for this year. I like Jordan Love. So, I mean, take what you want with this, with this whole thing. My sleeper team of the year, I'm going to say it, and I know you're going to be like, what the fuck? The Carolina Panthers, they're my sleeper team.
Yeah, you knew he was going to say what the fuck. You knew.
Right. I knew that was coming. I knew you guys were going to like, okay, you on that bullshit. CT's kicking. Carolina Panthers, man, they have some talent over there. I like Bryce Young in this spot. A lot of moxie. He's feeling himself. He ended the year great last year, and he got that confidence. A confident quarterback can take you somewhere. They shored up the O-line with a few pieces. They got some young Thundercats out there on the receiving end. Put little Renfro, dump him in there in that slot. Hey, man, we cooking with gas now.
Now, I will say this. I did come along the same solution to all those things. It's because I think, Curtis, we were talking about this. I actually think the NFC South is worse than our division. It's worse than the AFC because the Saints are terrible. Who the hell?
Yeah.
Atlanta, we're still trying to figure out an identity for Atlanta.
Correct.
And then Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay is probably the strongest team in that division. So I would say Tampa Bay is us. Tampa Bay is the Texans.
Yep.
Tampa Bay is the Texans. The Atlanta is more so like the Jacksonville. They got some talent.
And that was just my point. It's a stretch to compare them to Jacksonville.
Right.
That's why I say the division's slightly below ours. Yes, us and Tampa Bay are the two tops of our division, but what we think about Carolina, we're preaching for Carolina from hope. Bryce Young looked a whole lot better. It's all from hope.
Yeah.
But bro,
I still don't think I don't think he's big enough.
I mean, it ain't too. I mean, if Kyler Murray can do it, shit.
Right? Yeah. Kyler Murray barely doing it though, but
bro,
I like Kyler Murray. Like man,
I'm nothing against
get a Drew Brees or Russell Wilson out these little guys, and
nothing against Kyler Murray, but Bryce Young's more accurate.
Bryce Young definitely accurate.
He's way more accurate.
It just, but and I'm glad I got you. This I want to speak on something since I have you guys on here. So I have a conversation, right? And I talked about this a lot just because it was like top news. The whole Shedeur Sanders thing, right? Oh, and we were talking about quarterbacks, right? And I want people, I think Brady touched on this, and he's absolutely right. But I try to tell people to give them a little bit of perspective. Quarterbacks need to sit. They're damaging these quarterbacks' reputations. And I always think of one, God rest his soul, Dwayne Haskins. When you throw these quarterbacks in the fire from day one, you're setting them up for failure to get killed. That's why I don't like this Cam Moore situation. Man, put somebody else in there.
We said it. Will Levis was probably going to start. Will Levis probably would have been starting if he would have got
That's what
hurt.
I thought was going to happen.
So when you see Bryce Young go in his first year, do you remember he threw like 2 picks? I think Jesse Bates caught 2 of them. I think, yeah, it was Jesse Bates.
Yeah.
They played the Falcons the first game. Dude caught 2 picks out the gate. I said, ooh, wee. And then they ended up benching him, put Andy Dalton in, because I'm like, you have to let him see it. Think about the quarterbacks that Patrick Mahomes sat and Alex Smith went ahead, right?
A whole year without
Joe Flacco started.
And they were good. Think about it. And they were good. It's not even like they were bad. They were
they were good. Joe Flacco sat. Lamar sat. I mean, Joe Flacco was the starter. Lamar sat.
Yeah, but Lamar didn't sit the whole year though, right? Didn't he come in at the end of the year? Lamar came in at the end of the year though.
Yeah, he came in, but he sat. He still sat to be able to see it. Dog, if I'm going into something like that and I cannot see what the fuck is coming, dog, these coaches, these defensive coordinators, they love rookies. They're gonna. Romeo Cornell. Right. That's my coach.
Oh.
Because he's gonna dial that shit up. He's sending blitzes. He's sending all type of disguises. He's gonna make everything
exotic.
Different. He's very exotic. I'm talking about super exotic. So when you get to these quarterbacks and they're just starting from day one, and they're like, "Oh man, start Shador." You gonna start him in Cleveland, game 1? You gonna make it to game 5 now? See, we keep on. We gotta be careful what we asking for. You know what I mean? But it's like we have to get to a point to where we give these quarterbacks a chance, because there are a lot of good quarterbacks who got killed early because they weren't able to sit behind a veteran and see how it goes, see how to prepare, see what these coordinators throwing at them, see how, okay, damn, I can't do that, or damn, I probably could do that. I just got to get better with it, or I can try this thing, or I can try that thing.
It's so crazy that you bring it up. We were talking about Shador before we got on here. We were talking about Shador about that. And the one thing that I say that Shador does have an advantage, Deion is his father. And everybody's like, well, that's not really a benefit. But y'all not understanding the professional quarterbacks and quarterback coaches Shador has been around his whole life. There's something more between the ears that's not being discussed, because we're looking at the celebrations, the flashy stuff, and like, oh man, that's not a football. Between the ears, he got it. Like you said, I think maybe sitting for a year, you might be like, oh God, what did we unleash by next year?
Right. But
he got Joe Flacco.
Right. So I have a question, right? It's a question, you guys are welcome to answer. So when they say, hey man, they blackballing Shador, man, ain't no way. That was a freaking top 5 pick. He fell all the way to the 5th round. There's no way. And the first thing I asked him, I say, man, what does he do like that make him a top 5 pick? Like, what did he do? And like, bro, you see how he throw the ball? Like he throw the ball. I'm like, you just saying he throw the ball. Man, he threw for all them yards.
Every quarterback in college can do that.
The dude who got drafted before him on the same team threw for more yards than he did. You know what I'm saying? Like it's right there clear. When you play at those schools, Colorado, right? And we're going to these Big 12 schools, right? We call those schools the launch pads, right? Because they meant to throw the ball. That's all they meant to do, throw the ball. So when he's throwing for 1 billion yards, that's fine. Show me something else that he's doing exceptional to make him top. I honestly thought that this was a weak quarterback class, in my opinion. This was very weak.
I still agree.
Besides
there's 3 or 4 quarterbacks that were drafted too high. There's 3 or 4 quarterbacks that were drafted too high.
I say Cam Moore was okay, but I mean, shit, what does Shador do so much better than Dylan Gabriel didn't do? Dylan Gabriel do for fucking 12,000, 14,000 yards. Like, total in his career.
My only thing that I'll say with this is Shador is not a 5th round quarterback. Dylan Gabriel's should have been drafted higher. The only reason Dylan Gabriel was drafted so low is he's short.
You sure?
That's the only reason. If he was 6'2", 6'3", he might have been drafted before Cam Ward.
Yeah, that's easily. But that's my thing, man. It's like we have to understand, like when you saw, like, okay, so it's just like you dumping quarterbacks in class. Remember Cam Newton when he came out? Who in this class is Cam Newton? Nobody. Like, you know, but you knew, like, if Cam Newton went in the 5th round, you'd be like, damn, yeah, he got blackballed. Like, but that was Cam Newton. Who could throw the ball fucking 80 yards, 90 yards. I mean, then we
sitting
got
down.
6'5", 240, like, you know what I mean? It's different. You know what I mean? So when I watch, they like, man, he's not the first quarterback to ever go in the 5th round. Did he throw for a lot of yards? Yes. But what messed that whole situation up, his dad was Dion, and he thought because of that situation, he was going to go higher, things like that. Look, I'm going to always say this, and I'm going to close this topic with this. If Travis Hunter got drafted in the 5th round, cool. We can say throw the blackball stuff in there. All right, we got blackball. That's not the case. Shador went in the 5th round, but he looks just like every other quarterback that won the Big 12. Just all of them do the same in the Big 12. But look at Big 12 quarterbacks. It's like a quarterback going to Hawaii. What do they do? Throw for a bunch of yards.
Colt Brennan.
Colt Brennan.
Yep.
Yeah,
Colt Brennan.
You laugh because you know him. Go look up.
His name is still in the record books. His name is still there.
Man, who was the other quarterback? Was it Timmy Chang? I'm talking about. They have a bunch of quarterbacks. That's what they do. They pass the ball.
Yep.
Big 12. That's what it's meant for.
No defense.
None. 0. 65-58 final score.
We got some comments here. Jags' new regime got rid of 62% of the bulky picks in the one offseason. It's not going to be as easy as it's not going to be as easy this year.
Yeah. Bulky didn't.
As easy as what? The Texans second in the division? They said that last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bulky had to go though. He just
yeah.
100%.
What do you think about Travis Hunter?
I mean, I think he's good. I think he needs to play corner. You know, I know somebody like, oh man, can he play both ways? And I'm gonna say no. So I'm gonna say no. You're like, oh, you hating. Look, listen, man, I'll tell you about this league. They are tired of hearing defensive players are tired of hearing about Travis Hunter. So guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna try to kill him week 1. So,
and he is little.
When Odell, right? He hated Odell. He used to dance, whatever. So every time he got a chance to hit him, and when he played the Rams, they would end up fighting because they wanted to kill him. Please hit him hard as you can. So guess what? Travis Hunter, if he catch the ball, they're gonna try to take him out.
Better get up.
Can you take those punishments? This ain't college. You get hit by Fred Warner one time right up here now. Might be out for 5 weeks. They coming, D-line and everything.
I've said this before, and the thing that comes into it, I'm a receiver. I love route running. When I watch Travis Hunter, I don't see route running. I see a great athlete out there playing football.
Absolutely.
That's what I see. His route running looks sloppy.
Yep.
If I'm coaching a kid to learn how to become a receiver, we're not watching Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Nothing against him. He's great.
Yeah. I think he needs to play corner, man. He's a corner. He's a corner, and he has great ball skills. He has great instincts. Can make a play on the ball. I mean, when he's up there, it's not a 50-50 ball. It's his ball. You know, so I would got long arms, can press. You know what I mean? Can play off, can play the zone, can play man. I would like to see him as a corner. So I don't buy this whole thing as a receiver, man, because when you say that, and you're like, man, Deion played both ways. Let me tell you something. Deion played both ways in an era where, you know, that's when like Michael Irvin was getting in the 3-point stance. I don't want to.
Deion didn't even play that much.
You know, and that was like reverses or like posts. If you're gonna throw a post to him, cool. But like he's not Julio Jones playing both ways. You see what I'm saying? Like he's not Julio, and then you turn around and you get Darrell Reeves on it. That's not what this is, you know. So it's a thing where he needs to pick one. If I'm him, I put him at corner. If you want to get him the ball, the little couple gadget plays, cool. Put him at corner.
I said this before. Travis Hunter reminds me of this guy named Peter Warwick.
Peter
Warwick was exciting with.
That's my guy. Peter tomorrow.
He was exciting with the ball in his hand. he was exciting as hell with the ball in his hand.
Yes,
but
sir.
getting the ball into his hands, you had to be creative. Because Peter was a little bit smaller. He was smaller like Travis Hunter is. You had to give him end rounds. You had to throw him screen passes. Going down the field, bro, you got Richard Sherman playing cornerback.
P-Dub was the man. P-Dub was that dude. That's my guy. That's P-Dub. That's my dog there, man. I was just with P-Dub like 2 weeks ago. We probably get up with him tomorrow, man. But that's my guy. Yeah, he's super nice.
CJ, do you think Lou Anarumo is going to make the Indy defense better? He was the defensive coordinator for the Bengals last year.
Right. I mean, he could. Here's the thing: the Indy defense is not bad.
I wouldn't say the same thing.
They're not bad. They have players. They got Travarius Ward over there. They just added Xavier Howard over there. I think that's going to be a 2-star and 2 tandem at corner. I think on the front seven, they've always had a pretty good front seven. Now, I would go so far as to say this. When you think about Indy on defense, I just think about a whole bunch of guys that make plays, but there's not a big name guy that sticks out. See, like the last big name guy they had over there that I can remember. I mean, of course, you got Buckner, stuff like that, people like that. But they had Shaq Leonard. They had Darius Leonard. Bam, that was their guy. But Indy is a group of guys that everybody makes their defense go. So I think that yes, he can because he has a better group of players than what he had in Cincinnati. So I think that he can. Indy's not bad as a whole. It's just they're only going to go as far as their quarterback takes them when it comes to turning the ball over.
Oh, they have a quarterback?
I ain't worried.
They have a quarterback?
So if Daniel Jones go out there and they try to make him win a game, they're going to lose. Establish the run. If I'm them, I'm establish the run, and then I try to get it to my playmakers. You know what I mean? I always want to be in a third and manageable third and mediocre. Because I get in these situations where Daniel Jones have to be Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. It's over. It's over. You don't want it. It's over. It's not meant for him to be that.
JJ Sugar says, just happy Jerry didn't mess around and give Micah to one of our divisional opponents. That would have been annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
Jerry is the problem in Dallas.
Yes, no doubt.
Cheap ass owners ruin teams.
Oh.
Sleeper team until tomorrow. Panthers have a legit shot to be decent this season. I think Jags fans are severely underrating them in their matchup. Funny thing is, the way the Jags fans look at Panthers look back at them the same way.
Which is crazy. That's correct though.
Hey, it's the Spider-Man foot.
Yeah.
They all pointing because wouldn't get either. You know what I mean? Like, what are they doing?
That's it. When is Sunshine gonna look like a quarterback?
I don't know. That's why they gotta stop throwing that generational talent shit. I'm tired of hearing that word. Like he's not. I saw Ryan Clark say some shit about. He said that. Look, man. When they say this whole thing with generational, right? So generational is like, man, it's like unicorn. It's like LeBron, right? We won't never see it. We won't see another LeBron James come around here. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like this unicorn. Wow, fuck. Like, damn, y'all see that? You missed it. Well, maybe 30 years from now you'll see it again. That's when I think about so I think about Tom Brady, his run. His run was generational. Like what the Patriots did, that dynasty, that was generational. Like it's like, man, I don't know if we'll ever see that again. But now we got Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs, and they kind of trying to tug at it a little bit, but it ain't close. Because Brady and them did that shit. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. Funny story, true story. We used to sit in the locker room, right? And back when I played with Texans, and be like, damn, man, we always take a look at the schedule, whatever. And then we like, man, shit. Well, we got to get to the playoffs. When we get to the playoffs, they said, well, shit, we got to go to Foxborough anyway. That's how we knew what the Patriots was going to do every year. We would automatically say we got to go to Foxborough anyway because Brady was there. So we knew we were going to have to play New England at home in Foxborough. Coaches knew that. That's how good they were. Now, Kansas City has that to a certain degree. They don't have it like how Brady had it, dog. Like, their run was just, crazy. So when this thing comes about like generational, man, and like talent, Trevor Lawrence was a very good quarterback coming out of college. Will I say he was generational? No. I just think that he was very, 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 very good. He was very highly talented.
Yeah.
On a very, very good team.
Yeah. So it's like generational. It's like how when Vic first came in the league, right? When people see Vic, you're like, God damn, like, what the fuck? Vic. So when Vic leaves, you get a decade later, who you get? Lamar Jackson. Another, like, oh my God. You're like, man, they don't just come around like that. It just every decade or so. So it's like
even with all of that, nobody considered Lamar or Patrick Mahomes generational talents. Nobody did.
No.
Lamar wasn't the first pick. Neither was Mahomes.
Lamar
When
was
they
bad
drafted
in the first
Mahomes,
round.
a bunch of people were looking at Mahomes like, bro, you drafted that guy from Texas Tech playing that weird football that early? Quarterbacks from Texas Tech can't play football. They don't make it in the NFL, is what they said.
Right. So generational, my biggest my generational talent person that I have, and I always say it, is Calvin Johnson.
Ooh.
And that could be 6'5", 40, running a 4.2 at receiver. I'm not going to see a Calvin Johnson again. I don't care how you try to create it and say, oh, man, that's DK. That's not shit. Hey, look, listen to me, man. Calvin Johnson could not – I wish I still had my game plan packet from when we played Calvin Johnson my rookie year. I'll never forget, I'm lining up at corner, and just so happened our nickel got hurt. So, bam, guess who has to play the nickel for the Giants? Me. I'm like, oh, shit. So Antero Roll making me watch film in his house. By the way, Antero Roll had he had a house in the condo, but this is in New York now. This dude had a fucking condo, and so I'm like, he's like, man, come up to, I forgot what floor it was. I'm like, all right, I'm up here. He's like, just walk in one of the doors. So I'm like, what do you mean one of the doors? Like,
one of the doors?
He was like, yeah, that's my house. Walk in. And I'm like, the whole hallway? So I'm like, we got some money. But we go, I watch film all week, and Packer comes out, yeah, so Calvin Johnson's going to be here, whoopie, whoopie, whoop. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to have to cover like Calvin Johnson. He plays out. He's going to be on the outside. Fucking Calvin Johnson comes out there, and he lines up in the slot. I'm in the slot. Man, my coach called timeout fast as fuck. Coach to say, hey, Antrell, you and Charles switch. They put. And the thing about it, I shook my head. I said, yeah, coach, you're absolutely right. We need to switch.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Call him. I was like, man, what the fuck? And like we called timeout. I'm like, thank God, because this shit is about to get ugly. Okay, like that's one dude. I'm not even gonna bullshit. That's one dude. I'm like, I can't cover this dude. Like it's just they finna throw it up. You know, and it is what it is. Like that type. Like that's what I think of when I think of generational. Like I won't see that again.
Generational talent to a point. You can't scheme for it. There's nothing you can do to stop it. There's nothing. It's just going to happen. Oh, we got 3 people on him. Okay, so it means he's not going to score a touchdown. He's just going to get the first down. We're going to all tackle him at once.
Yeah, like that he was just, man, he was one of a kind. He didn't talk noise. He don't talk trash or nothing. He's just like a solid assassin, too. He was just like, I'm 6'5", 240, and I could dominate y'all. I can tell you I could dominate y'all, but I ain't going to dominate y'all. Shit.
It's like, I'm not going to hurt your feelings, but it's going to hurt.
You can tell Shadur has been around it, just the way he talks to the media. Dude's got the whole media personality nailed down.
Yeah.
This is Robert is a Jaguars fan. Says he's referencing Travis Hunter. You'll see him at corner every third down.
First down, then. That's the first down.
Jordan, hey, that's a good pickup. Jordan Lewis is nice. He's a nickel though. He needs to play in the slot. But Jordan Lewis, he played for the Cowboys, man. He's tough. I like him a lot. He's a really good player. I think he played at Michigan, if I'm not mistaken.
think you're right.
Yeah.
When Trevor has an offensive line and a coach is when he'll be a fully developed guy, says Robert. He says, I think we got the coach.
Yeah, I like Liam.
Yeah.
I think that here's the thing. I think that he has, and this is a stretch, but we have to see them put it on paper and show up on the field. I think the Jaguars have better talent than the Bucks. So from if I compare them, the only thing, give or take, quarterback is like I don't want to say it's toss up because Baker Mayfield has been doing his thing, but
on the wall.
yeah, but we got BTJ. That dude's a stud. That dude's, you know what I mean? We got De'Ami Brown. I like him. He was with Washington last year. I got a running back in ETN. I got Bigsby. That kind of, they had Bucky Irvin and things like that over there. So they have players. Now, of course, he had Mike Evans, and which I think Mike Evans and BTJ cancel out. But Chris Godwin's been hurt. He's been out. Tight ends are pretty much the same. I wish they would have kept Evan Ingram because he would have worked well. But
that was dumb shit right there.
Yeah, but a lot of things that people don't understand. Like, man, why did this new coach just come in and get rid of this guy? Because they didn't bring that guy, so they're gonna let him go. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things. I remember I got cut from Buffalo, and fucking I think it was the owner who just got. No, it was the GM who got fired. Man, they let all our ass go. I think they traded Sammy Watkins, traded Darby, cut me, cut Marcel. I said, God damn, we're all gone. But. Yeah, man, it's like that in the league. League a tough business.
Well, all right. Look, I think we've got I think this is a good spot to go ahead and wrap her up, gentlemen. Charles has disappeared again, but
I'm back out again.
I was going to say it's time to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank you, Charles, for taking time out of your evening and come on and talk ball with us.
No doubt.
If you got anything you want to plug, you could plug it now if you'd like.
Man, look, plug. I'm about to be a coach. Y'all about to see me, man. I'm about to help this coaching. I'm gonna call it this coaching community get better, man. And I'm on to be clear, I'll be a college coach here in the near future. And I think for me, man, what I'm starting to see that is starting to bother me is the players are getting away from the game. And it's not about the game anymore. It's more so about what I can get and, the NIL and, the picks and all that stuff, man. It's like, I'm cool. Get your money, do your thing. But, I'm tired of seeing kids just transferring. They don't have any of the grit and things like that we used to have. But what's happening is it turns into, you're not just quitting on football, you're quitting in life, and you're training your mind to do that when you transfer. Find another escape, and then soon you'll find yourself just out of play, and you won't have nothing to turn to. And you can't do that in life because once you do that in life, man, life gets hard.
Yeah.
It gets hard, man. And as an adult right now in this world, the economy's hot. Man, look, a couple fuck ups, man, you on your ass somewhere, So I want to be able to catch the younger generation at this time to where I can say, hey, look, I'm not telling you to fall for no bullshit, but I'm telling you, look, man up, work harder, try harder, grind harder, and see where you end up in the end instead of just running. So I think that's what, my whole thing is.
Hell yeah. Sounds like a worthwhile goal, my man.
You know it. Another purpose.
Folks, thank you all for watching. Hit the like, subscribe button. We're trying to grow the channel. We're at 308 subs. Like to see that number keep climbing. Do the same thing over at Mass 3 Productions for our boy Mike and at That's Crazy Podcast and Talk for Chris. Folks, be good people. Go Texans and fuck the Cowboys.
And I'm
fuck
taking
the Cowboys.